Overwatch 2, the team-based action multiplayer FPS, is currently in its 14th season. Although the name and the game hasn't quite changed since its series debut in 2016, there are a lot of questions to be asked about its expanding cast of characters. Welcome to Mysteries Behind the Main, where I answer some of my most urgent inquiries about my most played and reliable video game characters. In this episode, I will be analyzing the turbulent backstory of the rebellious outlaw, Ashe. To summarize what this character is about gameplay wise, Ashe is a damage class hero who sports a lever action rifle called the Viper, which has two very effective attack methods. The primary fire button shoots the gun rapidly, suited for quick deterrence at close ranges, while the slower secondary aim hits more powerfully and precisely at the crosshairs. As both a traversal getaway tool and close range weapon, she pulls out the coach gun, a shotgun that propels her in the opposite way when fired. It's perfect for dealing with flanks or tank scuffles that veer a little too close for comfort. When dealing with bunched up groups, however, Ashe can deploy dynamite, a 5-second time bomb that inflicts burning damage and can also be exploded prematurely by any of her gunshots. Finally, for her ultimate, Ashe can summon Bob, a non-playable tank character that charges in a straight line until hitting an enemy or obstruction. Once Bob stops, he becomes a temporary and nearly undefeatable turret that deals massive damage to the closest enemy in his sights. I think Ashe is very powerful because of how versatile her weapon abilities are, even in 1 versus 1 situations. I like using Ashe to assist tank skirmishes or to pick off support characters with headshots. And if a flank happens and I end up becoming outnumbered, then at least it's possible to break away with a coach gun attack. But what do I think about Bob? Admittedly, I never played Overwatch 1, so I never questioned what a classy thief would need a powerful robotic bodyguard for. So where did Bob come from? Rather than dive into the origins of the Omnic race in the world of Overwatch, a topic for another day, we can instead look to the origins of Ashe and her relationship with this character. Ashe is the former heiress of Arbalest Arms, born from the rich family that owns a high-tech weapons company. Since her parents were constantly out of the picture because of this, their big Omnic butler, also known as Bob, would be designated to take care of her. One major global event, known as the Omnic Crisis, occurred when Ashe was 13 years of age, and the army turned to Arbalest Arms to supply the humans' effort to defend the world. This was the lowest point in Ashe's loneliness, as she angrily shouted at Bob to leave her alone, something he took to heart as Bob would disappear to take part in the 2-year war. Fortunately, Ashe and her family would come out of this war unscathed, and Bob would also return and continue his service to the family. 15-year-old Ashe was a little hesitant in the reunion, sensing an internal change apart from his battle damages. But having missed her only friend and caretaker for so long overlooks this and welcomes him back with open arms. I find the story of Ashe and Bob appealing for its simplicity, but also for how unique it tests the class dynamic between a burly butler and a neglected heiress. Despite being unable to speak, Bob feels understood for always being kind, in a time where omnics were being propagated or controlled unwillingly to rebel against humans. Ashe also learns to embrace him as the protector he was built to be, seeing him as her only friend, at least until her first encounter with a similar Western American hero, Cole Cassidy. What is her history with Cassidy? Formerly known as Jesse McCree, Cassidy was a jailbird at the same time Ashe would also be arrested on an armed assault charge. As to pass the time, the two compared their backgrounds and shared their fondnesses over rifles and revolvers respectively, leaving Ashe envious over Cassidy's individual freedom. Even her getting bailed out some shortly time after bittersweetly proves her envy, as this led to her becoming disinherited from her family's wealth when she becomes 18. However, this would not be the last time Ashe and Cassidy would meet. While he was released and being let go from his job as a farmhand, Ashe would have Bob drive her to meet Cassidy and offer a partnership to him in robbing Arbalest Arms, their first ever heist, which ended in partial success. At first I thought this would be the start of a deadlock gang, but there are quite a few events that transpired before she took control of another gang, known as the Diamondbacks, and a deceptive power move to save Cassidy from their leader, who also sent a mole into Ashe's smaller gang. This climactic overthrow took place in the Diamondbacks' lair located in Deadlock Gorge, Arizona, so those who joined Ashe were now known as the Deadlock Rebels, and once you were a part of it, you were in it for life. Cassidy would remain loyal to Ashe, staying as nothing more than friends and build upon the criminal enterprise together, until he got caught in an Overwatch sting operation. He was given a choice between spending life in prison or becoming a part of their Blackwatch division. Unfortunately, Cassidy would choose the latter, thus betraying Ashe and the Deadlock Rebels. This end to Ashe and Cassidy's relationship is frankly tragic in my eyes because the effort to repress memories that narrowly lasted a lifetime can be hard. I felt that Cassidy was Ashe's kindred spirit, or someone she respected as a mentor in establishing her life of crime. But at the very least, the story leaves plenty of fun interactions in the game, as Ashe would officially become playable November of 2018. My last inquiry is in regard to a specific exchange of dialogue between Ashe and Cassidy when a match starts up. If two players on the same team pick the characters, this conversation may occur.
Stone Anthony says you still owe him $500 for that weekend in Tucson.
He's welcome to come collect.
Seems to think you're gonna shoot him dead if he does.
Must not want it that bad then.
It's not often for Tucson, which is my home city, to be mentioned in video games, but as both Ashe and Cassidy are Western themed, it feels appropriate that at least one of them have a mini story expressed through possibly rare dialogue. Both appear to be mutuals of a minor character named Stone Anthony, who is owed $500 from Cassidy. Tucson is known for having casinos on Native American lands, so we can interpret it that Cassidy likely borrowed money from Stone just to gamble it all away. This exchange and the identity of Stone is expanded upon if a player eliminates an enemy Cassidy with Junkrat, as there is a chance Junkrat will say,
Stone Anthony sends his regards.
It's fun to imagine what a Tucson in the futuristic timeline of Overwatch would look like. Even if it wasn't inspired by the real highway that connects Arizona to Texas, the payload map Route 66 beautifully captures a modernized Wild West. And perhaps I pick Ashe as my main because she personifies the best qualities of a land that is truly free. Thank you for watching, and please let me know what you think by dropping a like or sharing your opinion in the comments below. Hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye.